Guys, I have a confession to make. It's not an easy thing for me to say, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. Ready? Okay, here goes. I'm a Sonic fan. Yeah, you see this little blue idiot right here? I'm a big fan of this guy. I love the 2D games, the 3D games, the comics, the movies. I'm just in love with everything about Sonic. The characters are all unique, the music is some of the best I've heard. It's home to some of the most iconic moments in video games. It has the hot Bat-Mommy. So yeah, I love Sonic. I know it has high highs and low lows and very low lows. But no matter what shit they pull, I always keep coming back to this very special series. So screw you all, I want to talk about a Sonic game today. Every decade brought some good to Sonic's legacy, except for the 2010s, am I right? But I know for a fact that the most impactful and iconic were the first 10 years. Starting with the Genesis games, Sonic has had a beautiful introduction to this world with high-speed, momentum-based platforming, with an emphasis on story to tie it all together. Holy shit, is that Sonic the Hedgehog?
Before you say anything about my 3D games,
Hey, relax, I'm not a Rocky Transition reviewer.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm noticing a reoccurring theme of video game characters showing up whenever I talk about them. Should I be concerned?
Hey, you should be excited. I'm going on an adventure to a land lost to time in search of a mysterious artifact. So you're coming with me.
Ooh, wait, why me?
Well, mostly because all my friends are unavailable and you know all about the place we're traveling to.
I do?
I'll explain on the way. Follow me.
Hey, wait for me!
Nothing gets by the way to stay right. 'Cause if we try, you can do anything.
Little Planet? You know, this is actually perfect because I want to talk about the game that takes place on this planet. Sonic CD is one of my favorite games out of the original 4. It still has everything that made the other 3 great, but it does so in a unique way that gives the game its own distinct flavor. But because of this, its general consensus is mixed as hell. Some people say it's a masterpiece and consider it one of Sonic's best, while some consider it garbage. Sonic CD? Garbage? Why do people hate this game? The level design? It's probably the level design, but the game perfectly represents everything Sonic should strive to be, at least to me. I'm probably this game's strongest soldier, so I'll be dick riding this game for about 10 minutes. Well, you can't have a Sonic game without the plot. Sonic CD's plot is perfectly in line with all the other classics. Little Planet is a small planetary mass that appears over Never Lake once a year. They're also the home of the Time Stones, which are basically this game's 7 Chaos Emeralds. The stones have the ability to freely alter time, so Dr. Robotnik changed the planet to the Earth. Sonic, being such a good guy, races onto the planet to stop it from being a victim of pollution and conquest. Little did he know Sonic was being followed by Amy Rose, who made her first appearance in this game. She's definitely grown a lot since CD, and she's honestly one of my favorite characters. Sadly though, in this game she's nothing but a damsel in distress. Her tarot cards tell her that she's destined to go to Little Planet, so off she goes to meet Sonic. She follows him until the second zone of the game, Collision Chaos. This is where she's captured by Sonic's greatest rival, Metal Sonic. So not only does Sonic have to get all the Time Stones to save this mysterious planet, but he also has to rescue Amy from his robot imposter. Personally, I think this plot is a fine addition to the classic timeline. It's no Sonic 3 and Knuckles level of storytelling, but the plot is conveyed so nicely with the atmosphere this game has, which I'll elaborate on later. But first I want to get into the gameplay. So it's the same classic Sonic you'd expect. You run, you jump, you protect yourself against enemies by rolling into a ball. You use Sonic's pinball-y momentum to gain insane amounts of speed, and you make it to the end of the level. While it is the same as the others, the way the game is structured sets it apart. You see, Sonic's momentum is now used to navigate these larger levels to get the good ending. In each level there's a generator that mass produces badniks. If you don't destroy both of them in their respective levels, you fight Robotnik in the bad future of the zone's Act 3, which eventually leads to the bad ending. If you destroy them both, you make a good future and fight Robotnik there, and doing all of this gives you a good ending, but it's not as simple as a search and destroy thing. You need to do a little more than that. The big gimmick of this game is time travel.
I thought we were talking about Sonic CD.
I am talking about Sonic CD, weren't you paying attention?
No, I fell asleep. You know, I also traveled through time in Sonic Generations, and Sonic 06, and Sonic Forces, and Sonic Boom.
Why do so many Sonic games have time travel? As I was saying, there's signs scattered throughout each level labeled past and future. What you need to do is touch the past sign, find a good spot to build up enough speed to time travel, and look for the generator to destroy it. This is such an interesting way to utilize Sonic's physics. Traversing these levels with his momentum and finding a good spot to time travel is something that's never been done before, and I applaud it for being different. Just like Sonic 1, when you complete a level with more than 50 rings, you get to play a special stage. Honestly, these are a hit or miss for me, but when you beat it, you earn a time stone. Getting all 7 basically guarantees the good ending since each zone has a good future by default now. Normally when I do a good future run of CD, I like to think that playing this game like a normal classic Sonic game is a reward. It's weird, I know. So what exactly are we looking for, Sonic?
Not knowing is half the fun. Uh-oh.
If it isn't Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, look, it's the loser. Hey, loser man, nice robot thingy. Where'd you get it, the loser store?
That's quite unnecessary, rodent. I see you brought a friend with you.
Don't mind me, Egg Boy. I'm just talking about a 30-year-old Sega CD game while the Hedgehog does his thing.
Let me guess. He said he needed you because you knew this place better than he does.
How'd you know?
That was just a lucky guess. Here, watch this.
Warning. Countdown start. 3, 2, 1.
Ah! Curses! You haven't seen the last of me, Sonic! And, woman!
Well, all's well that ends well, right?
Sonic, what exactly are we looking for? And how did Robotnik know what you told me?
Yeah, he probably must have used the time stones to go to the past, I think. Hey, why don't you keep talking about Sonic CD?
Fine, but this better be worth it. So I heard some people aren't really a fan of the art direction in this game, and honestly, I get why some people wouldn't like it, but at the same time I heavily appreciate what they were going for. Let me explain. The trilogy's zones were locations that were somewhat cartoony, but at the same time grounded in reality. You can easily picture these locations existing in real life. Sonic CD kinda does this too, but everything feels more abstract to the point where things don't feel real anymore. It all just feels like colors and shapes that don't feel like they belong on the same planet as the other 3. Well, good news, this isn't the same planet as the other 3. I think CD's art style just helps it stand out even further and makes Little Planet feel more magical and mysterious. The soundtrack is great too. Yes, both of them. I think it goes without saying the opening songs for both the American and Japanese soundtracks are really catchy and iconic, and they both fit Sonic's personality in different ways. You Can Do Anything reflects Sonic's overall positivity. It's super upbeat and charming. Meanwhile, Sonic Boom reflects Sonic's no-nonsense attitude to save the day no matter what. The openings are just a small sample of what both soundtracks strive in. The Japanese soundtrack is more in line with other classic Sonic games, being full of New Jack Swing and pop music. It still manages to fit each zone setting in good or bad future. On the other hand, the American soundtrack leans heavily on the atmospheric side of things. I was just trying to be nice about the American soundtrack, I'm not really that much of a fan of it. I think one thing that CD is most famous for is introducing us to one of the most iconic Sonic characters out there, Metal Sonic. In my opinion, Metal is one of the best rivals Sonic has had throughout his 30 plus years of experience, and that's saying something because I'm a huge fan of Knuckles, Blaze, Silver, Eggman, and especially Shadow the Hedgehog. But Metal easily takes the cake for me because he perfectly mirrors every trait Sonic has. Sonic is a living, breathing, biological being. Metal is a man-made machine. Sonic does whatever he believes chooses the right thing for the good of others, and Metal is programmed to exterminate Sonic and do Robotnik's bidding. Sonic has round elements all over his design, and Metal is sharp and sleek. When you fight Metal in Stardust Speedway, it's a race to the finish with the loser getting caught in Robotnik's gay pride laser beam. And let me tell you, this race is pretty challenging. All the bosses in this game are stupidly easy, but this small yet challenging race is a pretty memorable moment. It demonstrates Metal's speed, showing that he's the first character in the series to match Sonic. This canonically takes place before Sonic 2, where Tails manages to catch up to Sonic by flying. Metal Sonic challenges Sonic's speed and serves as a complete opposite of his personality, which is why he's one of the most beloved and iconic characters in the series. Speak of the devil.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the old bucket of bolts himself, what do you say we duke it out in Stardust Speedway Act 3 just like the old times? If not, I could just kick you in the face right here, right now.
Enough games, you inferior life form. I will not allow you to progress on your fool's errand.
We haven't even properly seen each other since 2003. Don't you want to go round 2 with the blue?
I cannot allow you to take the substance. Leave now before I send you to your doom.
Substance? What's he talking about?
It's nothing, really. Well, if that's how you want to do it, let's dance, look-alike.
Yes!
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's...
Cease all the references.
Sonic, he's our man. If he can't do it, Knuckles probably can.
Well, it looks like nurture triumphs over technology once again.
Don't you mean nature?
Yeah. Hey, look, we're here. Be right back, guys.
Seriously?
Yep. Told you it'd be worth the wait.
You revisited a mysterious planet just so you can get an ounce of weed.
Hey, don't feel bad. I once went on a camping trip to Angel Island with Cyber Shell just so I could get this moldy Philly cheesesteak. I still have it with me. Here, take a look.
Ah, gross. What's gotten into you?
Yeah, well, you know, things haven't really been the same since
2006?
2013.
Oh.
Well, see ya.
Well, that just does it for my Sonic CD video. I think it's a really cool and unique game for what it is, and I hope anything I said made any sense. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Those kind of things mean a lot to me, and I want this kind of content to be what my channel does going forward, so any support is appreciated. Also, man, I hope Sonic turns his life around. I think he either doesn't know about the success of his latest game or he doesn't care. Maybe I should show him how good Sonic Frontiers is. But I can't have 2 Sonic videos in a row, can I? Ah, fuck it. I deserve to make something that isn't Analysis E for once. Ooh, I know!